Hi! How is everybody today? Yeah, it's Gourmet Chef time. Hello. Wendy's Nuggets. Is the game audio playing? Should be. Time for Gourmet Chef. Indeed. How are we all feeling today? I see Guy, Storms, Kaden, Blazing Wolf. You're playing Pikmin 4? What a good game. Maybe I should do Pikmin on the channel at some point. Alright. So, last time we left off, we found out that, Downtown Detective had poisoned, Mystic Detective, and then set off the trap thing. And, she became victim to her own poison, so she's dead now. Mystic's dead now. We still haven't solved who it was that murdered Senior Detective. But sorry, mind blanked. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Yes. I should have grabbed something to drink. Oh, I have something to drink. Hold on. You're happy that you guessed it was Downtown Detective. Yeah, you did. Right on, man. God, this glitchy music. You think Fluffy did it? I mean, fair. What's up, humankind? Today's episode is a special one. Love me, or hate to love me. It's your boy, QD. Oh, would be nice if I would use the correct thing. Here's a random question. What does friend mean to you? They're nice, right? Hanging out, eating snacks, chatting, sometimes fighting. One realizes what a blessing such carefree days are at some point. Have you not, sweet child? Now's the time. Late to the party? My condolences, so was I. My fashionista friend was like that too. She and her friend M, they were total BFFs. Oh, how she loved her. It made her so hateable. They were so close, they spoke on the phone every night. They were the best around. Or is that a reference outdated? Sorry, I heard it online once. Alex, you're at a fancy dinner party. Well, thank you for lurking. Anyway, back to our original topic. Little Miss Fashionista thought she knew everything about him, but one day learned something she never knew before. And why was that, do you suppose? It's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Quartering Duke Quiz. Because you killed her. Drumroll, please. The answer is... because M spilled her guts, you see. Literally. Even with a bestie, it's not every day you get to learn what color someone's insides are. Fashionista and M, BFFs forever. No, we do not like the Quartering Duke. That is the main antagonist of the game. He is responsible for lots and lots of murder. Hello, Snow. Welcome in. Who we do like is Gourmet Detective. You'll understand why when you see her. Because I'll have to stop what I'm doing and let chat process, or else they're not going to gain anything from the rest of the stream. You'll understand why. CJ, hello, hello. I see you're here. Listen, I didn't change the thumbnail. I was honestly, I didn't sleep last night really. I fell asleep at like 6:30 in the morning. And I had to be up and have my kid to school by 11. So I don't know how much time has passed since we entered this hidden passage. We're still moving in the gloom, unsure of what's ahead. At first, everyone was too nervous to speak. Now, however, I can hear voices piping up. How much longer is this stupid thing anyhow? Out of my way, I'm gonna sprint to the end. Wait, there could be more traps, Rowdy. There she is. There's our favorite person. Ta-da! Early gourmet detective this stream. Get it out of your system, guys. Uh-huh. What's up is gourmet, apparently, Angel. Hi. Normally I'd say the ceiling, but, you know. Yeah. It's this night. So why do we like her? Why do you think we like her? It looks like... No. Okay. No. Like you just snap a screenshot for reasons. There are two very obvious reasons why we like Doleful, or not Doleful, Gourmet Detective. I was looking at the word doleful. Thanks. You see why people like Gourmet? No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's okay, Snow. It's okay. I get it. For her personality, of course. Yeah. You get it now? Okay. Listen to him, Rowdy. We're all feeling a bit impatient, so let's take it easy, shall we? Yeah, this pisses me off. Say, Posh, do all rich folks' houses got big old tunnels like this? What? Well, the thing is, my house is not nearly so large as this. Huh? So it's smaller? Even though you're all rich and famous? I jest, of course. Any upper-class estate would obviously have one or two of these on the premises. This passage just keeps going and going. What could someone be trying to hide, digging a hole this deep? Everyone may be chatting, but things feel just as tense as before. It's no different from when Holmes died. They all must be making small talk on purpose to redirect their thoughts. They're as gritty as ever. I bet they've experienced tight spots like this several times over, especially compared to me. As I walk silently, downtown's dying face keeps reappearing in my mind. We had only spent a little time together, yet she taught me so much about being a detective. Unlike the others, it's still difficult for me to switch my mood at will. Wish they'd shut up. Bookworm mutters beside me, her face bitter. Her hands have been clenched and trembling this entire time. Her adoptive father had died no more than a few hours ago, so it's no surprise she can't turn off her feelings either. Incompetent detective forgave downtown detective very fast. Yeah. It was pretty fast, wasn't it, Guy? Sorry they're so loud, Bookworm. I'm sure they're all trying to lighten the mood. Are you sure you're all right with it? You've been moping around this entire time, the girl replied sarcastically. Touché. Honestly, I'm still dealing with it all. It's the first time someone I felt close to turned out to be a criminal. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I said that in front of you, of all people. I understand how hard that is. Because I've been through it too, the girl said sympathetically. Crime gaming. What's in the middle? What? What, Hyper? What? Winged's just gonna start gambling. The one responsible for my mother and father's deaths was the teacher who taught me to love reading. That happened to you? Hey, Winged! Thank you.
The Winged 123 has joined the Lolita Syndicate.
Welcome back. Yes, for those of you who were at the $4.99 tier, that tier has been deleted as of literally right before the stream. So please, if you want to resub, it's now only $1.99. You will be getting a refund if you had not finished your membership for the month. You got a Japanese slot machine tonight for very cheap. Ooh, interesting, guy. How's it going, though? I mean, I made myself a really tasty dinner. Did not have enough time to eat it all. So I'm excited to eat that after stream and possibly, like, take some nibbles, if we get to any gameplay. I've got a really bad headache I just took some Advil for, though. I don't know. It literally just... I sat down after cooking and it, like, spot on, like, slammed into me. So, what was the dinner? I took the really cheap ramen noodles and I boiled them. And I then drained the water and I put them in a bowl. And then I put in the pot, I added, like, pork cubes because it was pork ramen. And I put in pork cubes that I cubed up, like, from pork chops, and butter and an egg and cheese and the seasoning packets. And then I dumped the ramen back in and kind of, like, fried it up a little bit in the butter. It's really good. I don't eat ramen noodles very often. I'm probably going to regret eating ramen noodles at some point. But when I do, I make them very, very, very delectable, if I may say so myself. You love ramen? You'll discover as you get older that your body tolerates ramen noodle packets less and less. It sounds good. It was good. It was very, very good. Yeah. So that I'm going back to the game now, okay? That happened to you. That teacher must have been the one behind that incident caused by a remnant of that religious movement, like Renegade Detective mentioned. But what if you never started cheap Roman? I'm confused. Having your family killed by your beloved teacher. My heart aches at the thought of it. Authentic ramen is superior to store-bought. Listen, I've never gotten the opportunity, I guess, to have real ramen. So I've never had it. I've always wanted to. Don't get me wrong. Given the opportunity, absolutely. Clough, Jerry, hello. Welcome in. Clough is here. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've seen you, Clough. Hi. Hmm. You've only had authentic ramen? I wonder if because hold on. I wonder if sorry, I'm looking at something. You've been at your brother's house? I see. Okay. Um, hmm. Real ramen is good. It had Naruto in it. Yeah. I've always wanted real ramen. Someday. Someday I'll have it. I'm sure. Thank you for the catnip. Yum. Very delicious. Copy pasta. Oh no. Having your family killed by your beloved teacher. My heart aches at the thought of it. Is it possible to understand those people who commit murder? They are human, like us. Or it is possible, not is it. Downtown must have also had a reason for committing violent crimes. Solving that is exactly what our job is as detectives. Sounds like something Mystic would have told you. Oh, I think... Don't we have a Vaporeon command? Hold on. I don't think it's the same one as what you guys are talking about, but I think I have one. Let me check. Commands. Do 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 do. I do. There you go. Have fun. You're not in my Discord? Anywho. Bookworm says nothing, only nodding once in reply. Everything always has a logic behind it, and even seemingly unrealistic events occur for a reason. Mystic taught me something absolutely priceless. Hey! That was PG, thank you! Storms, the real copy pasta is better. This is just the funny PG copy pasta, okay? Downtown may have been deceiving us from minute one, but I refuse to believe that everything she said was a lie. I'll make you a promise, Bookworm. I promise to find out why Downtown joined the Quartering Duke. For Mystic, and for Downtown. Bold words for the lowest ranked detective. I won't keep my hopes up, said the girl with a sardonic smile. I love her way of talking. It's very cute. Bookworm snickers. She may be mocking me, but it's still a relief to see. I'll gladly take any amount of verbal abuse and derision if it helps soften the pain of losing Mystic. It's alright, Wing It. Go to the one you're gonna enjoy more, even if it's not mine. Have fun. Everyone, I can see the end of the passage. We don't know what lies ahead for us. Let's proceed with caution. Workaholic warns us from the front of the group. When I look forward, I notice that it's slightly brighter up ahead. So this long passageway does end after all. I can feel Bookworm's hand clench in mine. Let's go, Bookworm. Yeah, but you also know that I'm going to run longer than Aloe is. Go enjoy the Mario. In fact... There. And actually, while I'm at it... There, have fun. This is better? Ah, well, okay. If you say so, Storms. I stay by her side as we walk toward the light. And then... a familiar dungeon stretches before us. This place is... A feverish sensation arises in the back of my head, and I feel as though I'm about to keel over from dizziness. No progress will be made over here. Oof. Pushing past it, I slowly take in my environs, a strong sense of deja vu sinking into me. The cold, bleak space is choked by dust and a metallic odor. Our footsteps echo off the concrete, lit by flickering gray lights above. There's no mistaking it. This lifeless place is the same one I've seen countless times in my dreams. It seems you've noticed it as well. Holmes appears next to me, scanning the room with a stern expression. This is where we were locked up 10 years ago. The Detective Alliance placed its HQ here to investigate the child abduction case that was so steeped in mystery a decade prior. There are so many questions I want to ask Holmes, but all the detectives are close by. I'll have to wait until later so I don't look suspicious. Oh yeah! Ideal Detective, the ghost. At least I'm not the only one who's surprised. Gracious me! Is this a cell block? Concealing a prison underground. Why, this could only be the work of a criminal organization. Yeah, guy. You've thrown out some that are really on point and some that are really off the mark, if I remember the story correctly. But I still don't remember, like, who it was, so we're just gonna keep going. A criminal organization? So that's what the Detective Alliance was all along. What a twist. Was that little quip intended to elicit a laugh, Renegade? The Detective Alliance most certainly does not engage in illicit acts. Oh ho, sorry about that. Promise my next one will have you in stitches. Look forward to it. That was a rebuke, not a critique, you lout. Renegades joking aside, this place brings up a hearty helping of questions. Oh, I'm sorry, she's on the screen again. Here you go, guys, have your minute. Yes, this is going to be a running gag. I'm literally going to stop every time she shows up for the first time in a minute. Also because it gives me a chance to take 2 bites of my food if I let you guys go wild for a minute. You love how they're all dressed normally. Then there's Gourmet. Yep. Giving you guys a minute lets me take 2 bites of my food, so... Besides, I probably think she's just as hot as all you guys do. Renegades joking aside, this place brings up a hearty helping of questions. I don't know what, but I'm sensing something really bad here. Watch your step, everyone. Doleful has the right of it. Let's keep calm and continue exploring the area. Based on our trajectory, I thought this would lead to Snark's, but no, this is clearly a jail. Surely the DA didn't keep criminals here extra legally. Were they made to work here? That explained the black machines. But why? There's no need for a detective to detain a culprit, and to start Techie Bud, you're in your own head again. Remember what old workaholic said, you hear? What? Oh, sorry. Bookworm, you're staring at the cells. What's up? You're finally home? Good, I'm glad. Got another picture? Ah, Guy, you make me jealous. You know, I've gotten like 1 piece of fan art ever, and it turned into the server icon. I love art. Anywho, you're staring at the cells. What's up? Come here. Bookworm pulls me by the sleeve over to one of the countless cells in the room. These doors can be locked, and there are beds as well. Would this not be a perfect place to rest? Asked the girl, offering a sound idea. Now that she's pointed it out, I can see a rather unconventional bed suspended by chains to the wall. There's an alcove where the frame would normally fold up into when not in use. Upon it is a simple mattress that should suffice for the purposes of rest. You'll show us some beach you caught this week? Fantastic. Bookworm looks utterly exhausted. Not only is she the youngest one here, but somebody dear to her was killed today. She may not have noticed it yet, but I'm certain she's nearing the brink of exhaustion. Hey, workaholic, how about we stop for today? Everyone's probably tired by now, right? If we find the keys, we can lock ourselves in and sleep safely tonight. Yes, that's an excellent idea. Perhaps we could ask everyone who still has the energy to search for the keys. Don't even worry about it. One of the shelves back there smelled funny, so I took a look-see and found the keyring. Nice work, Rowdy. Your sense of smell really is amazing. I guess that's true. There have been some other pieces. I like art, okay? When I tell you that we have multiple big paintings hanging in our house, I'm not kidding. We've got some really nice stuff, and I guess I just really like art. I don't know how else to put that. Everyone's putting in much more effort than I am, and I'm supposed to be the workaholic here. You're making me look bad. The fluff is late. Hello, Fluffy. Honestly, I know you're not going to like the stream anyway, so to me, it means that, what was I going to say? Oh, you're not going to like the stream anyway, so I'm not going to tell you that it's okay that you're late. Well, if no one objects to spending the night in a cell, then I suppose I can deign to accept it. We've been through a constant stream of unusual happenings lately. My senses are probably starting to grow numb. We check the cells just in case, ensuring there are no traps here like in the manor. There's no furniture apart from the beds, and since all the cells have the same layout, we finish fast. Nothing but rows and rows of bars like any jail. Everyone's picked out their cells, so I sketched up a little diagram for us. You drew this, workaholic. It's pretty good. Haha, I got a bit of practice back when my supervisor at the office told me to make some drafts for a pop-up book. The plans fell through, though, but now I can draw pictures that make my daughter smile, so it all worked out in the end. What a vivid story. At any rate, it's very easy to tell in the diagram where each detective is resting. A wide central path is sandwiched between a row of cells on either side. If we consider the room's entrance to be south, then the men are on the east side and the women on the west, out of consideration to the latter. Other than that, the detectives seem to be randomly distributed. Only one detail stands out to me. Will you be okay on your own, Bookworm? Come again. If you'd like, I can place my mattress by the door and sleep in the same cell as you tonight. That way I'll notice if anyone tries to sneak in. Well, I never! What the devil has gotten into you? Huh? I feel the burn of every eye in the room boring into me. Did I say something wrong? I'm sure you meant well, but Bookworm is a lady. You can't offer to sleep in the same room as her. Huh? But we're on the same team. Why? You child-chasing deviant, said the girl, planting a good firm kick on the wannabe criminal's shin with her right foot. Ow! What did I do wrong? I was just worried. Why is she so mad? That one's on you, Watto. You deserve a good scolding. But why? The only response I received to my question is Holmes' beaming smile. Why are we raking my bro incompetent over the coals? Sure, it's risky sleeping on these cold floors, but what's the big deal about them being chummy? I hope you never change, Rowdy. I enter my room and give it a once-over. Cobwebs over the ceiling making me uneasy about walking around without crouching. Watto's Riz level 0. If your name's not Pink, you've done something wrong. That's all I have to say, Clough. The walls and bars are sturdy, so no one should be able to force their way in. I'll at least be able to sleep in peace. That leaves only one thing to worry about. You're really thinking of checking on Bookworm again. It'll only make the girl even more upset. She's doing her best to keep a brave face on. I can't ignore a friend struggling like that. I was planning to share the connection between the DA and this dungeon, since you seem so interested. Is Bookworm a higher priority? You can tell me about it some other time. I owe Mystic for all that he's taught me. So while I don't have much to offer, I still want to do all I can for his adopted daughter. Why do I even bother? When it comes to being altruistic, you're more stubborn than a mule. Very well. We'll table this discussion until tomorrow. Go on, do as you see fit. Thanks. Sorry for being so difficult. Plot twist, they get trapped in the cells? I unlock the cell from inside and head out. A faint metallic noise echoes through the dungeon, giving me a start. Huh? The lights aren't turning on. I thought they were motion activated. The ceiling of the dungeon has a motion sensor. Normally, coming into this hall should trigger the lights. When Doleful first entered, they flickered on as soon as he stepped foot in the room. The motion sensor deactivates at night, and the lights are programmed to not turn on. Once active, the lights go off after a set amount of time. When the sensor shuts down, it acts as a lights out call for the dungeon. I don't like this. It feels like I'm sneaking around in the dark. You only just noticed. Anyone else would think you're a pervert creeping towards a young woman's bedroom. I finally realize how shady I must appear. Still, I can't let this go. I'm just going to check and make sure the Bookworm is sleeping all right. Having made up my mind, I start heading towards her cell, but then... And what business do you have on the ladies' side of the dungeon? Huh? I turn around to see Workaholic right behind me. How did he get there? I failed to notice him at all, and the darkness hadn't helped. Guy, just wait for it, okay? I know I don't leave much of an impression, but is seeing me really so frightening? Honestly, it stings a little. Sorry, I just couldn't stop worrying about Bookworm is all. I thought as much. The same goes for me. Seems we're not the only ones either. Huh? Thought I heard someone in need of a beatdown, but I guess it was just the two of yous. Looks like we all had the same idea. Shall we go check on Bookworm together? We join Rowdy and Gourmet and make our way over to Bookworm's cell as a group. Why are all of you here? The girl asked, surprised by the crowd of unexpected visitors. You'll wait a bit longer, then you'll be listening in the background as you finish a drawing for someone. Okay. Honestly, it's going to be a bit before it gets to it. You know how long-winded this stream can get. Storms. The moment she noticed... The Bookworm is wide awake. The moment she noticed us approaching, she moved forward and posed her question. Oh, Gourmet said she brought snacks in case of emergency. And, well, we thought you might like some. Yeah. Your lying skills are abysmal, and you call yourself a detective. The girl snaps, leering scornfully at incompetent detective. I'm disappointed in my weak excuse, but Bookworm merely sighs before retrieving the key to her cell from her pocket. Causing a ruckus outside will disrupt everyone trying to sleep. Come inside for now, said the girl, reluctantly unlocking the door. Neko, guess what? What? Thanks. Speak too loudly and you're out of here, warned the girl. Got it. After she let us in, we all sit in a circle on the floor of Bookworm's cell. The cold concrete floor makes me shiver. Sitting here is one thing, but sleeping like this would be another. Now I understand why the beds are suspended from the walls. Is there a snack in particular you'd prefer, Bookworm? I love road trips, so I have local favorites from all across the country. Here you go, have your dose. You might get this game, huh? I think it's a good one. I think it's a really good one, honestly. It's a lot of talking and very little gameplay, honestly. But it's such a good story. Are road trips and snacking truly all that relevant to one another? Asked the girl, guilelessly voicing her doubt. Oh wow, what are you talking about? Road trips are all about eating and taking home souvenirs from pit stops, right? You know what? I'm gonna chat. I'm gonna scoot this up. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to scoot this up. Scoot this up a little. Maybe like that. That looks better. I don't think that's why most people take road trips. Could I have a jelly donut? They're one of my favorites. Eesh, Pops, even your taste in snacks is boring. Screw you, Rowdy. Jelly donuts are delicious. I give up. Seems I'm doomed to be an average don, no matter what I do. To further your typecast, I could lend you the holy blade Mystic Detective held so dear, said the girl, offering an excellent solution. I'm not too sure if I follow. How exactly do holy blades and office workers go together? There's a plethora of stories about such people getting hit by cars and waking up as heroes, said the girl, explaining herself. But that's because they get reincarnated in a new world, right? I think that part has to happen before they get any sacred weaponry. Always with the snappy comebacks. Perhaps we should rename you Retort Detective, counters the girl with a volley of verbal riposts. Everyone busts out laughing at Bookworm Detective's merciless barbs. It feels like Bookworm's been speaking more. Maybe she's starting to relax. I'll be happy if this visit helps her, even if only a bit. As we eat Gourmet's assortment of snacks and continue chatting, I begin to hear lively voices drifting in from afar. It's Armor and Techie. We hadn't seen either of them for some time. What's more, Armor's carrying a bag bulging with food. Where did you find that, Armor? I fetched it off from the dining room afore the poisonous gas filled the chamber. Such paltry toxins are no match for mine Armor. This was a quest none but I could undergo. The Armor may have been safe, but you weren't. You only got away because the gas hadn't fully spread. If you inhaled it, you would have died. Just in case, I washed your suit in the shower after sanitizing you with Squeaky Cleany. You should be fine now, but don't do that again. Thanks to you, I'm almost all out of decontaminant now. If someone ends up getting poisoned again, I won't be able to save them anymore. My apologies. Armor is clearly dismayed by Techie's unusual display of anger. I'm grateful to Armor, but his actions really are far too unsafe. We're in danger as it is. Acting alone only increases the risk of being ambushed. But still, no matter how rash Armor may be, this particular bout of recklessness doesn't quite make sense. I know this food's important, but why did you make the executive decision to go and get it? Wherefore, you ask? Why, because I felt myself compelled to retrieve this. Armor takes out a plastic container with sandwiches neatly packed inside it. Bookworm gasps almost immediately. Those are Father's. Verily, they are what remain of the sandwiches Sir Mystic crafted. I was loath to abandon them, and so I searched through the refrigerator anew. Earlier, the chaotic mess of food scattered about distracted us from thoroughly scouring the fridge. The sandwiches must have been hidden in the back. But you saw how all the food was destroyed in the afternoon, right? What made you decide to go through the fridge again now? Lady Downtown was responsible for throwing the refrigerator into disarray, was she not? No matter what trickery she concocted, I was uncertain that she would ever lay a hand on the last thing Sir Mystic ever made. You theorize ideal detective is the Duke, or working with them. Ooh, that's an interesting theory. I see. You might be right about that. Sniff, sniff. No poison detected. Downtown didn't do a thing to spoil these British sandwiches. Hey, Hammer Bro! Are we getting a hammer raid? Hello. Let's, come over here. How are you? What were you doing? Ah, Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door looks fantastic. I am not yet subscribed to you. Let's fix that. And grab a link here. Welcome Raiders. Pasty paste. Stop. Hammer raid. I gotta get you. I get you, Blazing Wolf. Fantastic. Here's a link. Go ahead and check out Hammer Bro with that hammer raid. I love your banner, by the way. Very, very fantastic. Just like you might enjoy Gourmet Detective. Welcome in, welcome in. Give it a minute. Let everybody get their stuff out of their system. The banner is great. I love it. Let me go and like the last stream so that I can try and make sure that YouTube doesn't delete my subscription, because it keeps doing that. I literally, like, every other day find somebody else that I was subscribed. I've literally subscribed to Blazing Wolf 4 times now. Like, what's up with that? Is it wrong to say she'd be thicker than a Snicker? No. No. Okay, here we go, here we go. Actually, now this is too far to that side. Scooch, scooch. That's a little better. And that's despite trashing the rest of it thoroughly. Perhaps it's because they were inside a plastic container. YouTube doesn't like you? I'm sorry, Blazing Wolf. Actually, let me drop a Blazing Wolf link too. Have one of those as well. I really should make you a chat command. I really should. I just haven't done it yet. I love how we keep chatting so much that we've run out of music to whatever segment we're in. Thanks, guys. With her having her eyes closed, it looked like she was preparing to do something. No, I don't think that's it. The words slip out of my mouth. This is the last meal Mystic ever made. Downtown probably wanted Bookworm to have it. That's a rather kind thing to say about the person who murdered Mystic. What makes you think that's the case? Actually, Gourmet, I'm with my man Incompetent on this. That good-for-nothing Downtown made a point of leaving these Sammys alone. Chat, you're welcome, Neko Detective. Even killers are human. Doesn't matter how messed in the head they are. They ain't never full-on diabolical monsters. Downtown lost a close friend to the Quartering Duke. I can't fathom why she would throw in with him after that. I think her friend's death is why she became a murderer. But I also have a hard time believing she would be so devoted to the Quartering Duke. Downtown gave us a hint about the Quartering Duke cases right before she died. Her face in those final moments looked so incredibly sad. There's no way to know what she was thinking then. Still, I wanted to believe that she was rooting for us to beat him in the end. Why did she help a serial killer she thought she should have hated? The question is the first step to solving the mystery behind the Quartering Duke. Yes, I agree. Unless we uncover the root of the delusions swirling around this incident, we won't get any closer to solving the mystery of the Duke. I won't let the Duke have free rein. No matter what it takes, I'll stop him. I finished my sweep. None of the food has been poisoned, the sandwiches included. Since we're all already here, why don't we enjoy a meal together? Bookworm. Tears well in Bookworm's eyes as she clutches a sandwich. Her lip trembled, and her voice falters as she fights to keep herself from weeping. Bookworm, it's okay to cry if you want to, you know. The girl thought, I have no right to cry. I hate cucumbers. No matter how often Mystic Detective made them, I could never stand these sandwiches. I never even said thank you. Is it you, or do anyone else get brain-rotting TikToks? I feel bad for Bookworm too, because remember, she lost both her parents, and then she just lost her adoptive father. You love the art style of this game? It is really good. Bookworm strains to speak in her usual manner, struggling with all her might to narrate from an objective third-person perspective. Maybe all of this is a coping mechanism for a girl who already lost her beloved family once. Seeing her desperation is heart-wrenching. The girl never said thank you, not even once. As she sobs, she feels nothing but regret. It's all so awful. The girl, she... Now's not the time for logic, numbnuts. What the heck, Phantom? I think you need to, like, delete TikTok. You never used TikTok to begin with. You hated their ads, and the idea of short videos sounds very displeasing, as it'll probably be filled with pointless stuff. It can be. I like TikTok specifically because I feel like it's filled with a lot of different takes on certain political stuff. So like this time of year, I tend to tune in a bit to TikTok. But I don't really. Not a ton. You like YouTube? I like YouTube. I wish YouTube wouldn't push shorts quite as much. Look, your dad just died, yeah? So of course you're sad. Go ahead and cry. Open the dam and sob up a storm. The girl... Bookworm hides her face. She must understand this on a rational level. But it may be that her social awkwardness stops her from accepting the truth. I can sympathize given my own interpersonal ineptitude. Bookworm, just this once, it's okay to be vulnerable in front of us. We're on your side here. We won't laugh or talk about this behind your back. Mystic trusted his companions, didn't he? So I think it'd be good for you to trust us too, Bookworm. Bookworm looks up, her gaze meeting mine. A tear escapes one of her eyes, running down her cheek as she stares at me. The girl... I wish I could have told him thank you. I wish I could have spent more time with him. I wish I could have learned more from him. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry for being such an awful daughter. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's as if all the tears she'd bottled up had burst from her eyes at the same time. Bookworm sobs unabashedly. It's shocking to see her like this, compared to how stoic she usually looks. As I thought, she'd been repressing these feelings this entire time. It was only natural. Detectives aren't perfect, flawless heroes, after all. Just like when Holmes and Mystic died, or when Downtown deflected to the enemy, I'm reminded once again that every DA member is still just a human being. We sit along Bookworm in silence until she finishes crying. We do this in hopes that tomorrow she'll be able to take her first steps towards going forward. We do this in order to support her, forever and always. The daughter in Paranorma site is much worse. You're not wrong, Guy. John Niles, hello. I'll make you sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The story is not a happy story, necessarily. No need to watch from all the way out there, Posh. Why don't you join them? You were concerned too, weren't you? I noticed you keeping your eyes on Bookworm ever since we arrived here. Pardon? What are you insinuating? Why would I, a lady of society's utmost strata, fuss over the plight of a commoner? I merely wish to observe whether or not this burdensome girl would be able to move past this. You ought to be joining them yourself, rather than telling me to do so. Your fellow lowborns are waiting for you. All I do is bring misfortune wherever I go. There's no place for me in that circle. If I wasn't here, Mystic would still be alive. My abilities always end up hurting someone else. I shouldn't even be allowed to be near other people. That's entirely untrue. Your abilities have been nothing short of invaluable to us. Look at that. You really are kind. Gah. Posh, I know you're the kind of person who can work well with others. If something ever happens to me, help incompetent on my behalf. I'll thank you to not speak of such ominous things. Do you truly believe I'll allow that so-called Duke to have his way on my watch? Mark my words, the one who apprehends the Quartering Duke will be none other than me. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Sorry, I love doing that. It's so silly. If you keep laughing like that, Bookworm and the others will notice us. Gah! Watching Posh Pinkerton Detective talk reminds you of the Gilded Age video you was watching earlier today. Fair enough. What game is this? This is called Process of Elimination, Mega Evie. It is a visual novel with some strategy elements. There is some good gameplay to investigating. The game's about to pick up. It's all one word, Mega Eevee. This is called Gourmet Detective is awesome, and people get eliminated. The comment Doleful made is concerning. Yeah. Before I know it, the morning has come. We gather in the area between the cells to eat breakfast. All 10 of us sit in a circle. In the middle is the food Armor brought, as well as some cans that were found in the warden's room. 300? Don't you mean 400 more subs, ER? Do you know how to count? I'm not at 700. I'll just fix you up, Eevee. There you go. We did just hit 600 soon though, so we'll be doing a special soonish. Genuinely thought I had reached 7. No, oh my gosh, if I had hit 700 that quick. I'm already surprised I hit 600 this quick. Armor sits to my right and Bookworm to my left. The latter must have slept well. Her face looks livelier than when we spoke last night. Dining together in a circle, 'tis like to lodging at an encampment. What fun! Thank you, Storms. Being empty of mind means being free from worry. How enviable, the girl said with a sigh. It's 600, but it's 97 subs till 700. True. True. We have had a chat command added for, you know, the thing I've promised to do upon 1,000 subs. I will not say it. You will not get me to say it. Not until we hit 1,000. But, there you go. And it's not even spelled right, so I can laugh at Cryo because it's not spelled right. That is what we'll get for 1,000 subs. Upon some other things, you know, but I've promised to do the thing. Stream pretty much every day. Not surprised I have 600. True. Pamdew Valley will be at 2,000 subs. ER, not a day sooner. Not a day sooner. No, Eevee. I will be saying the thing. It is a running joke from back before I even hit 100 subs. I joked with Advanced Warrior actually. And he's like, you should say the thing. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. You will not get me to do it. Absolutely not. And I was like, maybe if I hit 1,000 subs. And of course, this was back when I thought that 1,000 subs was completely out of reach and I'd never ever get there. So I said it because, no, I will never ever do that, Snow. Ever. No. Never. No. Yeah. That's, yes, basically, guy. It'll happen. I'm sure we'll hit 1,000 sooner or later. Honestly, though, the fact that we've hit 600 since January. I mean, tomorrow will be me having streamed for 6 months. So, to me, I think I'm going right along well, you know? My time, yeah, Snow, indeed. I think we'll hit it by the end of the year. Right now, I'm kind of been on pace with 100 a month, and we've been getting over 300 views every Danganronpa stream. So we'll see. Let's keep going. I want to push forward. I want to hit some gameplay tonight. Being empty of mind means being free from worry. How enviable, the girl said with a sigh. There are quite a few of us and only a small amount of food. Even with these cans from the warden's room, we'll run out in 3 days. If we don't decide our next move in the double, we'll all die of starvation, said the girl, calmly stating the facts. Many pardons. I was consumed by whimsy. Bookworm shuts armor down with ease. Her wordplay is quick as a whip, and her tongue sharper than ever. She definitely has her old energy back now. Hey, Bookworm, are you going to stick to speaking like that? Bookworm smiles impudently as I quietly whisper to her. We suffer from an overabundance of useless adults. As such, I will focus on being as objective as possible in my thinking. I have vowed to expose the Quartering Duke. Can I count on your service? Asked the girl, fixing incompetent detective with trustful eyes. No sips for you! Sorry. Of course. Let's do our best, Bookworm. Her expression brightens. I can't detect the worry that had been present yesterday. She may need more time to fully recover, but progress is progress. I hope to stay by her and help out in whatever small way I can. Why, I never. A refined lady as myself having to dine while seated upon the ground. This deeply shames the Pinkerton name. It's nice and manly, if you ask me. Us Japanese people, sitting cross-legged on the floor, all traditional-like, just feels right. You're a girl, Rowdy, remember? You should mind your sitting posture a bit more. Besides, there are non-Japanese people here too, such as me. There you go, guys. I'll give you a minute. Have your fill of gourmet. Okay, guy. Can keep that in mind. These cans! Their expiration dates are 10 years past. Are we absolutely certain any of this is edible? No. You're practicing drawing while watching the stream, to be honest? I mean, I think I've got a pretty good target for you to draw. You'll yap over just about anything, huh? If you don't want it, don't eat it. Luckily, we have all the water we need from the tap. Speaking from experience, you can live about a week on just water, see? Are you mad? How dare you compare your own primitive gut with my urbane, sophisticated stomach? Either way, there's no choice but to eat what we have. It'll be fine. I once survived for a month on rusty cans of food. This most certainly is not fine. I've had enough of you common rabble. Don't worry, Posh. If anything here was actually dangerous, I'm sure I'd sense it. Have a good nap, Storms. Or bed, I guess. Good luck on the shinies. Cloth. And glasses of water. That's something to start with, ER, indeed. Canned goods are sterilized and hematatically sealed. If there aren't any holes or swelling, then scientifically they can last over a decade. This dungeon receives no sunlight and has low humidity, which should allow for quite a long shelf life. And yet, you're only eating the snacks and barely touching the cans. Well, even if the science is sound, that doesn't mean I actually want to eat it. If Dolly says they're safe, then they must be. What a rare opportunity. I shall dine upon canned goodies to my heart's content. Don't go gorging yourself into a stomachache. I don't care if they aren't rotten. This food certainly isn't as safe as it gets. As Bookworm stated, our current problem is what to do before we run out of food. Even if we escaped the toxic gas in the manor, that black machine is still outside. However, we haven't the supplies to wait here for help. I propose we explore this dungeon. There could be a hidden passageway down here as well. Yeah, I'm in favor. No doubt there's a path between here and the research facility. Really now? And is there any particular reason you're so confident about that? While we were searching for food in the warden's room, I just so happened to find this elevator key. As he speaks, Renegade Detective draws a key out from his pocket. The tag dangling below it does indeed read elevator. An elevator key? But wait, the dungeon doesn't even have an elevator, so why? Curious, isn't it? I had the same reaction, so I gave it some thought. Elevators don't normally require keys, not unless they're for maintenance or to operate it in some special way. Gormenghast doesn't have an elevator either, nor a need for one. As it so happens, there's only one place on this island that does have an elevator. The research facility. You know it. This key must be for the elevator at Snark's. But that raises a question. We're underneath the manor, which means we're pretty far from the research facility, right? They wouldn't keep something here if it had no use. So why store the key to the research facility elevator in this dungeon? Aha! Now I understand. This dungeon was created as a dwelling place for the elevator operator. Nope, not even close. You don't get it, do you, incompetent? Or you get it, don't you, incompetent? Why would the key for the research facility elevator be stashed all the way down here? Think. If it's kept here, that must mean there's a reason it needs to be here. The elevator key is required to be at the dungeon. In other words, the dungeon connects to the research facility. Because the dungeon is connected to the research facility, right? If this place leads to Snark's, then it would only make sense for that key to be kept here. Give the man a prize. You're right on the money, incompetent. To be even more precise, this elevator key is probably required to travel between the two areas. There wasn't a button in the facility for the elevator to descend any lower, so maybe this lets you move above and below ground. I see. So to summarize, there's a hidden passage connecting this dungeon to the elevator at Snark's. Nailed it. This dungeon seems like a dead end, but somewhere within it is a secret path that leads to the surface. Let's look for it after we finish eating. Detectives are all about mutual cooperation, right? Renegade Detective asks the uncharacteristic question with a smile. Given his past actions, I fully suspect he has an ulterior motive. But for now, Renegade Detective makes a good point. Everyone wants to escape from this place. It would be best to do as he suggests. If there's a hidden passage, how should we search for it? An orthodox approach says there's a hidden mechanism for opening it, but besides the warden's room, there's little to investigate. At least in video games, there's always a strange statue or painting or something you can push to open a way. Given that this is a dungeon, it wouldn't make any sense for the mechanism to be obvious anyway. Something simple once known, but otherwise impossible to locate. A wall switch, perhaps, said the girl, sharing her personal theory. Makes sense. With how large this area is, it's unlikely that a hidden switch on a wall would be discovered. Let's not waste any time and get to looking then. Humph. If I do not at least consume some form of protein, I will surely lose my strength. I have no choice. No choice, I say. I must partake in this canned food. Here goes. Munch, munch. Well, I'll be. My palate is actually quite pleased. This tin of grilled chicken is rather passable indeed. As for these sardines, why, they too are scrumptious. Oh, gone is my dread for this canned cuisine. Roses are red, violets are blue, Posh is enjoying an old can of food. Dispense with your irreverent nursery rhymes at once. After breakfast, we began a thorough sweep of the dungeon. Several hours into the process, we failed to turn up much of anything. Incompetent Bookworm, how did searching the warden's room go? We didn't find any mechanisms in particular, no trace of any switch on the walls either. I'm not so sure it's worth looking further. But we did coat the entrance with some phosphorescent paint we found. That way, no one will get lost in the dark if they need to use the bathroom at night. Great idea. You really can't see anything once the lights go off down here. Thanks, Incompetent. We have no other option but to continue searching these massive walls, said the girl, disheartened by the mere thought of such a tiring prospect. How about on your end? Did you find anything? We've covered about half the wall, but no luck. Everybody's still looking right over there. I follow where Doleful indicates to see Armor and the others running their hands along the walls. This mirror, too, seems perfectly ordinary. Is there truly a passageway hidden here? I understand how you feel, but let's keep up the effort, Armor. There were plenty of contraptions in the manor. I'm certain this dungeon will have something of the sort as well. Workaholic's right. This dungeon contains no shortage of oddities. The hidden passage we descended has to continue further underground. No normal prison would need to be this deep. There must be a reason behind it. You say as much, but after searching a myriad of cells, all we have discovered is that they share the exact same layout. I am all but convinced this place is truly nothing more than a prison. I agree with Techie. Something's fishy. This place is far too concealed to be just an underground holding area. Here you go. Have her for a minute, guys. Okay. Yeah! Enough pussyfooting around already. The passage is hiding behind one of these walls, right? Then let's just knock them all down. That's too dangerous. We'd be buried alive if the place caved in. A capital idea. Why don't we begin by kicking them, said a girl, concurring with Rowdy Detective's suggestion. Bookworm, you're usually so level-headed. What's gotten into you? No need to get so worked up, Doleful. I'm sure Bookworm's onto something. Bookworm gives me a smile as she continues on. The wall hiding the passage will be hollow. In other words, it'll sound different than the rest when struck, said the girl, detailing her plan. I see. If we wish to sound out each wall, kicking them would generate the impact we need, even if the method's rather violent. Is it just you, or is Posh an asshole? Posh is just a tsundere. That's all it is. The sound might only differ slightly. Are you sure we'll be able to tell? You doubt my skills? I got the ears of a rabbit. I could hear a pin drop and a whole pile of straw. She even catches me when I try to sneak up and hug her goodnight. I'm sure she could hear any noise as long as she's focused on it. The best pose. You sneak up on her in her sleep. Actually, never mind. Thanks, Rowdy. Sorry to put so much pressure on you. Heh. Now this is what I live for. Now let's get to it. With our plan in place, we take turns kicking the walls. Ha! No echo behind that one. Next. Sheesh, your legs are a lot stronger than they look, but I don't hear a thing. Ain't no passage in there. I'm not too skilled at manual labor. Aw, come on. A pity kick like that ain't gonna echo worth a squat. Get those tinkle toes of yours into gear, will ya? Sorry, I'm pretty much helpless at anything outside the brain work. Watch and learn. This is how you kick. Wow, what a blow. I'd hate to be on the receiving end of that. You're gonna put me on the switch and do something on your phone. Okay. Have fun with that. We got a hit. Definitely heard an echo that time. No doubt about it. There's a passage hiding right behind this center wall. Oh, just as I suspected, there is a hidden passage. Come, come, everyone. Let us scour around for a switch that opens this passage. You as well, Doleful. Step to it. Locating things is your specialty, is it not? Now is your time to shine. What? Doleful stumbles as Posh shoves him from behind. And loses his balance and falls on his butt. And then I hear something that gives me a bad vibe. Wait, the switch was right where he fell. The hidden passage screeches open. Wow, Doleful, well done. I run over to Doleful, who's still on the floor, and help him up with a grateful hand. Now this was the makings of a great detective, finding crucial clues without even meaning to. What an incredible power. Hopefully, we can now get out of this seedy underground maze. Thank goodness things took a turn for the better before our food ran out. Hold on, Watto. Don't be hasty. Holmes appears before me with a grave expression. Doleful's ability isn't so simple as finding vital clues, remember? He only senses traps and evidence that threatens his life. Since he discovered the passage, one should naturally assume that it either related to a case or that danger lurks up ahead. Hello, Highlander. Ayo, smash? Indeed. What? Oh, without further ado, everyone, follow the leader. That is to say, me. Let us leave this dust-ridden passage at once. Wait, Posh, there's definitely something dangerous down there. Huh? Suddenly the image of Posh splattered in blood flashes before me. My denouement has shown me the future. This vision will soon become reality. Watch out! Eew! I yanked Posh's arm back without a second to spare. Sharp metal spikes then dowed out right where Posh was standing mere moments ago. If I hadn't grabbed her, if I hadn't seen the future, she would have died on the spot. Something's coming out of the passage. As if in response to Posh, a mechanical whirring rings out from the tunnel. I've heard the sound before, but before I have some time to ponder, its source appears directly in front of us. It's one of those things. The color and size are different, but it's the same type of machine that took Holmes's life. A mechanical noise, identical to that black robot's call, resounds through the dungeon. This one is pure white, smaller, and around my height, no more than 5.5 feet max. With the sound, which alone makes my hair stand on end, and the robotic, murderous intent I sense from it are just as I recall. The image of Holmes's death flashes unbidden in my mind. I know we have to flee, but my body won't move. My traumatic fear dulls my reflexes. If I don't act fast, I'll... Have at you! Bring it, you pile of scrap! Armor and Rowdy leap in front of me. What could they be planning? Hey, Armor, you know the drill. First, let us ponder up after the opening blow is struck. They slam their fist into the mech, and at the same time send it flying back down the passageway. Both of them are bursting with energy, despite having just bashed a remarkably hard surface. They really give Iron Fist a new meaning. But that's beside the point. What are you doing? You could get killed. Hey, I know how dangerous this thing is, but then the numbskull here popped up in front of me. I could not resist the urge to charge forth. Forgive me, Sir Incompetent. Their words are blunt and unvarnished, much like them, but ultimately they've lessened the shock of the surprise attack and brought us time to think. I have to remember to thank the two of them. Here comes those rotten spikes. My corselet shall forestall them anon. Spikes fire down the passage, striking Armor's metal exterior. True to his words, they don't even leave a scratch. All of a sudden, the spikes begin to flash. Ugh! Armor! Armor drops as the white mech reappears out of the passage. Upon closer inspection, I can see 3 vents on its body, like air holes. Black wires trail from each one. The wires connect to the spikes that struck Armor and are now retracting into its body. There is also a camera-like device atop its head, which watches us intently. What is this machine? It looks like a metal that's been painted a blinding white, and yet that camera freezes me in my tracks. It's precisely because of its simplicity that I can tell this mech is incredibly deadly. Everyone, the spikes are charged with a powerful electrical current, like a stun gun. Don't let them touch you. Yo, Armor, you good? His armor conducted the charge, but he'll be fine. Still, it was enough to knock him out. A direct hit from those spikes could mean instant death. So, one false step and we're done for. How do we get out of this one? I'll distract it. Get Armor to safety in the meantime. Doleful shouts as he steps in front of the rushing mech. Doleful, what are you doing? My danger magnet is probably to blame for this whole mess. I'm not going to let anyone else die from this ability. Get back, Doleful. I'll act as a distraction. We can fight this thing together. You can't even land a solid kick, moron. Like hell I'm going to let you play decoy. I've got it. Just back me up. Don't hug the eggs. She's right. Remember how I can sense danger? I'm guaranteed to survive. Just leave this to me and Rowdy. Sorry, but no can do. As it stands, I have the highest seniority in this group. And despite my physical shortcomings, I actually have quite a lot of combat experience. Fine, have it your way. I'm going in. Workaholic and Rowdy plunge in, fighting the white mech to buy us some time. It pivots on its treads, then advances forward towards them. Spikes shoot out at Rowdy, who's the closer target. You really think that'll work? If you want to kill me, face me head on. Apply directly to the forehead. I'm so sorry. Oops. Rowdy throws her out its haunt as she launches herself to the side, dodging the spikes with ease. She's so agile you'd think she was a cat. And she doesn't stop there either. As the mech retracts the spikes with its wires, Rowdy slips through its defenses in a flash. This one's for my pal armor. Wait, Rowdy, duck! Huh? At that instant, a long spike thrusts out from the white mech. It grazes Rowdy's head, who ducked just in time before retracting into its body. Severed strands of hair dangle in midair. Not only does it fire bullet-like spikes, it also has a spear for close-range stabbing. Workaholic's warning and Rowdy's reflexes save her life, but a clod like me would have absolutely been skewered. Realizing she's at a disadvantage, Rowdy jumps back, putting some distance between herself and the mech. Without missing a beat, it fires more long-range spikes at Rowdy, but they don't connect. She nimbly dodges them once again. There's a limit to her stamina, though. She can't go on forever. Eventually, both of them will end up killed. We need a way to break the impasse. Oh, right. This is the perfect time to see the future with my denouement. Maybe I'll find a solution there. So with the store, let's hope there's more visual novel streams. There'll be plenty, ER. Thanks for stopping by. Stay calm, Watto. More than anything else, you need to keep a cool head in dire straits. Holmes peers into my face, derailing my train of thought. The denouement only reveals the outcome. It's of no use if you can't grasp the process. You'd only incapacitate yourself, doing more harm than good. Detectives must always examine reality with a presence of mind before passing judgment. You think I can just stay calm when my friends are about to die? I snap back harder than I mean to. My own volume surprises me. I ask Holmes another question in a quieter voice. You know something about this dungeon, don't you? Or about that mech, maybe? Please tell me how to beat it. If I knew that, I wouldn't have been cut down so easily. That's a fair point. But I do know how to face the threat before us. Listen to the noise that eyesore is making. The noise. Incompetent detective, you're talking to yourself. Is your head on right? Asked the girl, examining his face with a look of concern. Bookworm noticed me acting strangely enough to warrant pointing it out. I doubt she heard what I said, so I'd better make an excuse. Sorry, I'm fine. I've been simulating options in my mind for stopping that mech. Right, simulating is your specialty after all, said the girl, fully convinced. Where can you get this game? It's on PlayStation. I believe it's also on Steam. I don't know where else it might be, though. Hi, Cherry. Yeah, and I've already noticed something off about the noise it makes. Interesting. Let me check, said the girl, closing her eyes and focusing all of her attention on her oral faculties. It is on the Switch, too. Thanks, John. Bye, Storms. Have a good night. Bookworm then performs the very actions she had just narrated. Yay, better latency. Better latency indeed. Yeah, sorry about last night. What is she doing? Classic Bookworm. All you did was give her a hint about the noise, and she immediately knew what to do. Incidentally, you do realize you can answer me without speaking aloud, don't you? I can hear your thoughts, remember? No, Fluffy, we can't. I mean, maybe we can. Actually, it was the fact that I was in Wing It stream that made me forget to turn on low latency. So maybe 10 technicality we could blame Wing It. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? Bookworm remains focused, listening to the noise as Holmes and I go back and forth. Read like an open book. Techie, can you record without worrying and play it back at 1/10 the speed? Asked the girl. We did have to get people coffee. You said a 10. Okay, I'll give it a try. Techie connects his D-pad to his wheelchair with a cord and begins to operate it. The wheelchair, which apparently has built-in speakers, begins to play the audio recorded on his D-pad. Now I'll lower the playback speed. We all stare agape when Techie slows it down. The wind passes through only one of 3. Is that the Quartering Duke's voice? It's identical to the one I've heard in all the Quartering Duke's videos. So I have the volume turned down on the voices because it's in Japanese. But it is the same voice, yes. As for what it's actually saying, as I thought, it's broadcasting a message, said the girl, relieved that her hunch was correct. I could tell by cross-referencing with my memory that the exact same audio is being played on repeat, down to the last fun on. Otherwise stated, the machine is transmitting this on purpose, making it a message for those nearby, said the girl, further elaborating. Wow, reliable as always, Bookworm. Ah. I take her hand without a second thought, singing her praises. She responds without looking at me. There's just one issue. We have to figure out what the words actually mean, said the girl, calmly rebuking the dim, incompetent detective. Right, the wind passes through only one of 3. What does that even mean? Workaholic, get out of the way, Pops. Ugh. Workaholic is sent flying by the mech's tackle. A flurry of shots rings out like gunfire. The machine fires its spikes, aiming to strike Workaholic the moment he lands. I don't even have time to shout his name as the spikes bear down on him. But then... So you finally stepped into my trap, eh? The spikes stop a hair's breadth away from his face. Huh? What happened to the spikes? Take a good long look. They're wrapped in wire. You gonna try and go to bed early tonight? Okay, Cherry. Honestly, I probably am too. I didn't really get any sleep last night. I follow Renegade's advice and look closer, spying the glint of a wire wound around the spike. That very wire is also extending out of Workaholic's wristwatch. He stopped the spikes using the same wire you saw used in that trap at the manor. Workaholic Detective must have created a small gap before tricking it into firing its spikes. Things are really heating up now. Ugh. The mech moves around, beeping and whirring as it drags the wire and Workaholic both in a frantic attempt to retract its spikes. Workaholic does his best to maintain his balance, but his face is contorted in pain. Let's see just how much time Workaholic can buy, shall we? What compels you to spew such nonsense? We will be turning that automaton into scrap and rescuing Workaholic at once. I shall take the lead. Everyone, on my mark. I wouldn't if I were you. Those bullet spikes might not land, but get close and you'll be gored by that brutal spear. Without Rowdy's feral ferocity, it'd be turned into a pincushion. Ugh, I'll concede that point. It's frustrating, but Renegade Detective is right. Anyone charging in without a plan will get the tables turned on them for sure. You think you know what it means, Bluff? What's your opinion? The hole's on its face. Clearly, there's no choice but to solve the riddle we found in its transmission. The wind passes through only one of 3. The three must refer to the holes on its body. Perhaps one of those is a weak point. That must be it. Hi, let us assail those orifices apace. Hi, gourmet. There you go. Have your gourmet for a minute. Incompetence right. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, Posh, if we don't choose the correct target, we'll probably end up regretting it. Incompetence right. What do you think will happen if you hit the wrong hole on a mech that uses high-voltage weaponry? Zippy zippy! Finally, somebody gives me a drink. Tonight we have Faygo, Rock and Rye. I did reset the memberships, Cherry. Yes. The $1.99 tier is now the tier that gets you access to the member streams, and also the tier that will be gifted memberships. So gifted memberships are cheaper now. Hello, Mario Party Hero. Welcome in. How are you tonight? The shock would roast you to a crisp. Not to say that wouldn't be entertaining too. I have a request, Rowdy. Gourmet calls out to Rowdy, who has been maintaining her distance from the mech. How expensive is the other one? The top tier membership, because now there's only 2 tiers, which includes Anime Night, is $6.99. She locks eyes with her, speaking in an uncharacteristically serious tone. Cheaper gifted indeed. You're out of innuendo jokes you can make? Can you stop that machine from moving for a bit? All I need is 5 seconds. Anime nights are super fun. We're currently watching Mashals. We are still in season 1. We just started it actually. What are we, like 4 episodes in or something like that? Give me a second, I'm gonna take a bite here. Here, have some gourmet. Oh, right. I'm supposed to yell at you for trying to, do gifted. Wing it. No gifted. Not right now. Save your money. It is subbed. I kind of like cringe at American voice actors or English voice actors in general for the most part. Can you stop that machine from moving for a bit? All I need is 5 seconds. Wish you could join anime. I know, it's just too late for you. I'm sorry, Wing It. I would be so willing to do more than one night, but it's, or like even during the day, if we had enough people at request. Sorry. You wouldn't want to join halfway through the anime? I mean, we're only 4 episodes in, Cherry. I would watch them again with you if you wanted to. Neko Galar Slowpoke, what should you evolve into? I don't even remember what Galar Slowpoke looks like. You gonna try watching Vinland Saga with your friend? Or Vinland Saga? What's it on? Crunchyroll. But Wing It, I thought you were out of fun money for the week. You can catch up? Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. I don't know. Well, like I said, Cherry, I'd be willing to at least play it for you. Can you stop that machine from moving for a bit? All I need is 5 seconds. Aw, get out of here. Ask me for 10 at least. Rowdy turns back to the mech and sprints towards Workaholic. Hey, Pops, don't let go of that wire, capiche? Huh? What are you? She then grabs the arm Workaholic is using to hold the wire saw and pivots her hips as if swinging a bat. Up till then, the white mech had been pulling Workaholic by his wire, but now the scales have tipped. Does Rowdy plan to drag the mech around? Mechanical power. Ain't gonna stop me! Rowdy bellows as she snaps her arms down. The mech topples over, pulled by the wire. The sound of metal scraping the floor booms through the underground passage. She actually managed to stop the mech from moving with nothing but raw, brute strength. The mech, durable as it is, stubbornly attempts to pick itself up, but it's already too late. Nicely done, Rowdy. In Gourmet's hand is the knife she always carries around with her. What is she planning to do with that? Bon appetit! She thrusts the blade in as hard as she can into one of the mech's holes. The mech makes a robotic cry of distress. The sound then breaks apart, growing steadily quieter. Finally, the light on the camera shuts off and the mech ceases to make any noise. I believe it said, "Check, please." Gourmet takes her knife out of the hole, wiping it clean with a napkin before returning it to her pocket. The rest of us are left dumbstruck by how swiftly all of that just transpired. Way to let him have it, sis. How'd you know which one was the weak spot? Rowdy breaks the silence and clings on to Gourmet, who begins explaining as she confronts her. It was simple. While all of you were talking, I sniffed out the odors coming from the 3 holes. She does have pockets on that outfit. I know, right? Where? Where? It was simple. While all of you were talking, I sniffed out the different odors coming from the 3 holes. Only one smelled of rubber and metal, so I assumed there was an essential cable in there that allowed the big dollop of frosting to operate properly. I gave it a whiff too, but I didn't catch that at all. I'm Gourmet Detective, remember? It goes without saying I can easily catch the subtle flavors of iron and rubber. Gourmet laughs as if it's no big deal, but iron and rubber, for that matter, aren't foods at all. But I'll choose to keep that comment to myself. Techie, can you inspect this machine? Yes, leave it to me. Who picks which anime we watch, and is it only anime or can it be different things? So right now we're doing anime. We've been kind of doing it by vote. I did pick the first one, but I kind of like knew that everybody that was watching was gonna like the first one. But we voted on Mashle. We kind of like all came to an agreement. We sat around and chatted for a little while first and picked the one we were gonna watch. It could be movies or something, but is it like multiple choice or random suggestions? Well, it's gonna depend. Like I was gonna play something else that was just like my choice, but then it turned out that the show I was gonna play wasn't on Crunchyroll anymore. But like, yeah, we could do suggestions, we could do multiple choice, we could do voting. Right now, there's only like a couple of us watching, because like Ethan and Blazingwolf are the only ones that pay for that tier, and then it's also like the mods join in on it. And it is also completely a muted Discord channel, so nobody can talk. It is text chat only during anime nights, because it would be really scummy to be talking verbally through a movie. Most I can. Blazing Wolf, you can't anymore. I fixed it. Why use Crunchyroll when you can be a pirate? Because I don't want to open my computer to the possibility of viruses. I have had things happen before. Yes, leave it to me. I didn't contribute at all. Again. What Lindsay Woolsey do you speak? Was it not you who carried me to safety whilst the rest contended with this quandary? Eventually we'll watch the Danganronpa anime. Eventually. 'Twas I who contributed nothing. Thus shall I herefore endeavor to erase this stain from my legacy. The metal-plated peasant is correct. While I too am peeved at my own inability to act, that is no reason to let it make me feel inferior. Instead, I will do all I can to get payback. So as to pay back my debt, that is. Oh! Posh, your resolve is incredible. Thank you for your help earlier, said the girl, expressing her gratitude to incompetent detective. Me? What'd I do, Bookworm? If you hadn't given me that clue about the sound it was making, we may have never solved this mystery. People could have gotten hurt. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe we'll watch that eventually. I don't know. Maybe you aren't so incompetent after all, said the girl with a smile. Bookworm's smile causes my heart to lurch. That clue didn't actually come from me. Holmes was the one who told me about it. Well, I didn't do a single thing at all. Y'all simper for Gourmet when all these characters are fine. A lot of them are children though, Cherry. Like, Bookworm's 10. Thanks. I'll keep trying my best to pitch in however I can. Or is she 12? She's like, I'm pretty sure she's 10. Hold on. Bookworm. Detective age. Oh, she's 11. I'm sorry. Let me see. Posh Detective is 21. Gourmet is 28, I believe. Posh is 21. Downtown was 16. Gourmet. Guys, let's hunker in the bunker. Neko's thinking, hey. Rowdy and Ideal. Rowdy's young. Gourmet's 27. Ideal Detective is 17. I'm going through the wiki like right now. Hay is for horses, not kitties. You gotta go to French class behind Cherry. I guess this was your lunch. Rowdy detective is 14. Nah, we're good. That's all the girls. Here you go. Nevertheless, I express my gratitude. Carrying this dismay in my heart, I vow to become a proper detective in my own right. Renegade detective, couldn't you have disabled that machine from the get-go? You overestimate my abilities. If that's how little you trust me, go ahead and activate my collar. Though maybe it's not that you won't do it, but that you can't. Is it because you don't know the conditions? Or is fulfilling them just that tough? Let me be clear. I believe we're on the same team. Or I would like to, anyway. That's why I want to learn what's going through your head. Why do they not have names? Because they're a detective alliance, basically. And having sharing your real name could be dangerous. Could endanger the people around you, etc., etc. Sorry. You guys are talking about chicken nuggets. I wanted a bite of my thing. Well, no sips for you, but I already took one, so deal. You know who makes really, really good waffles? Cryo makes really, really good waffles. Makes really, really good waffles. Thanks for the catnip. What are you going on about? Only one, no, two people are making me tingle right now. So do me a favor and ease off. I wonder what it'll take to get incompetent and that other special someone over to our side. We begin investigating the tunnel the mech appeared from. Find anything incompetent? There's something that looks like a charging station for the mech's batteries, but that's about it. I see. That would explain how it managed to function so smoothly even after being left in this place for who knows how long. Are they traitors? Is who traitors, Snow? I see. Okay, I read this. Judging from the amount of dust and refuse, it was here for a lot longer than just 1 or 2 years. The R&D for this thing must have been incredible. So after all that, the hidden passageway was just a trap? No, that would be far too much effort. There's no need to create an entire hidden passage for the solitary purpose of repelling intruders. It'd make more sense if this was designed to protect something within the passage. Not that we'll ever find it in this darkness. I don't know, are they, Snow? We'll have to find out. We should have Techie build us some sort of light source before giving this another look. The group takes turns resting and searching, but all we manage to find is the cable for charging the mech. There's nothing else of note, nor any clues leading to another hidden passage. For all the progress we thought we made, there's little to show for it. Today's efforts were in vain, and everybody is looking fatigued. What is the matter with you people? Wipe off those long faces and show some spirit. Posh. Eee! How long have you been standing beside me? The whole time. Sorry, I have a tendency to blend in with the shadows. Oh, Posh Tush. Push Tush, you certainly stood out well enough during our fight with that automaton. Learn to comport yourself thusly. My apologies. I'll work on it. Moving on, how about we wrap things up for today? We're all still tired from fighting that mech earlier, after all. Bah! While that may be true, our food supply is dwindling and we have spent more than enough time down here as is. Woof! Blazing Wolf. Nice hit. I think we should stop for now too. It would be dangerous to investigate any further today. Techie, why do you look so down? Was there something you found while checking the mech? Yes, I discovered something troubling. That white mech is tagged with the designation SPX-01C. Its frame was developed using genuine Detective Alliance technology. DA tech? But why would the Alliance be involved in something like that? I don't know, but I did come across the files about a series of sentry robots under the name SPX back when I received tech support from the DA. So the one we ran into really was built by the Detective Alliance. Oh my, Space Ghost. I'm not so certain about that. If somebody understands the mechanics, they could easily apply the same technology elsewhere. Techie proceeds to tell me everything he can recall about the SPX Sentry robot series. It uses map databanks and laser sensors within its body to survey its surroundings and search for targets as it moves about. Upon identifying a target, it switches to pursuit mode and hunts them down, neutralizing all in its way until it loses track of its prey long enough. Holmes must have died due to the black SPX being in pursuit mode. But what was that machine anyway? And why had it been deployed there? And what caused it to activate pursuit mode? We need to get out of here quickly, or we'll never solve the mystery behind Holmes's death. Incompetent, you remember my friend Sniffy Whiffy, right? Oh, of course. That was the one who could trace the scent of blood, right? Correct. Sniffy Whiffy's treads incorporate technologies that were provided by the DA. The same tech was used for that white SPX, which more or less confirms that the Alliance was involved in its development. The word series suggests the existence of multiple SPX models, some of which could possibly even be down here, underground. You're telling me there are more of these deadly things. The thought alone makes me shudder. All of us had to work together just to knock that last one out of commission. I don't even want to imagine running into another during our investigation. Not when we're all exhausted. Thanks, Techie. Your analysis really helps. Workaholic's right, Posh. Let's stop for today. We probably couldn't take another SPX in our current condition, but I'm sure that'll change once we're back to full strength. I am in accord with Sir Incompetent. Haste leads to carelessness, which in turn leads to unforeseen endamagement. I'm with them. I get where you're coming from, Posh, but let's just call it a day. The girl nods her assent without a word. More of you are willing to side with an incompetent commoner rather than me, your chief. What is the meaning of this? Incompetent's little epiphany is what allowed us to beat the SPX in the first place. Please, don't take it too personally. I would never dream of such a thing. Me, envious of some base-born routier? Inconceivable. I don't think you understand what that word means. Pasha's surliness strikes me a bit peculiar, but either way, we suspend our search for the day, like Workaholic first suggested. Talking about the center of attention. Hello, nurse. Give you a minute. There were some simple cooking implements in the warden's room. Having nothing but canned food is a bit sad, so what say I whip us up a group meal? Woohoo! Dinner a la gourmet. Ain't nothing better. We gonna eat in this passage again? Sure, let's do that. The warden's room can be a bit cramped, but there aren't enough chairs there. Incompetent bookworm, you'll join us, won't you? Yeah, I'd love to. Same goes for you, right, bookworm? The girl said nothing, only nodding once in agreement. Naturally, I shall sup with you as well. Let us toast to our victory. God, King Cerys, yes. If I come along, we might end up running into another one of those sentry robots. Well, with Rowdy there, we'll definitely know if something's coming. Besides, it'd be best for all of us to stick together right now. Techie is absolutely correct. We need to avoid acting alone in order to eliminate the chance of encountering an SPX outside everyone's notice. So no going off on your own tonight. Do I make myself clear? Posh. Renegade. I merely forgot something in the passage and sought to retrieve it. I certainly had no intention of resuming the investigation solo. I don't make a habit of following orders, but I'll be a good boy for today. Besides, I've got someone to keep an eye on. And so we all gathered to eat dinner together. Despite the meager ingredients, Gourmet makes a delicious dishes from her Russian homeland. A newfound strength flows through my tired body. Everyone is all smiles, and the conversation never dies down over the course of the meal. I don't know about a Swedish fish ice cream, but I know that Rita's has a really good Swedish fish water ice. It's one of my favorites. Holmes, however, broods all the while. Corn? Fucking love corn. What's on your mind, Holmes? Just an odd premonition. For all intents and purposes, you should be making headway. And yet, I can't feel that an impasse lies ahead. Not that I can actually use the denouement anymore, of course. That's okay. I can see the future in your place now. No one else is dying if I can help it. I'll use this power to protect us all. Oh, I bet it would be delicious, Space Ghost. Bacon-wrapped fried pork chops, anyone? I actually have everything I need to make that. You mustn't over-rely on the denouement, Watto. Like I said during the battle with the SPX, seeing a potential future doesn't mean you can change it. Some outcomes are unavoidable. Unavoidable outcomes. Corn ice cream sounds gross, Clough. Smoked buffalo bacon, mac and cheese is on the... Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds good. I think I grasp what she's saying, but it doesn't really mean much to me. During our fight with the SPX, the outcome of stopping it didn't matter as much as the process of identifying and striking its weak point. But wouldn't knowing the SPX's outcome naturally mean I know the process that leads to it? Don't forget, I can hear everything that goes on in your head. I understand that it may not make sense. I felt that way myself once. Sorry. Flustered, I apologized to Holmes, who had been listening in the entire time. Her expression grows downcast as she whispers softly. Ooh. I would expect so, yeah, Space Ghost. You know what's really good is actually brisket quesadillas. You'll experience it soon enough, I'm sure of it. Maybe, Guy. I've never seen her face look so somber. In time, evening comes. Techie? As I leave my cell to use the warden room, shower, I see Techie working on something in an open area where we had eaten earlier. I'm surprised to see what's in front of him. Techie, is that the SPX from earlier? Yeah. We don't know what we'll run into going forward, so I figured I'd dismantle it and learn as much as I can. You're taking that big hulking machine apart all by yourself. Don't worry, I've got some extra hands. Hey, kid, I got the stuff from the warden's room. I'll just leave the toolbox on the chair, yeah? PFL Gamer, hello. And I have successfully sundered the wire from the spike as you bade me. Thanks a bunch, you two. Physical labor isn't really my forte, so I appreciate the help. Oh, so Rowdy and Armor are your helpers. Well, have you learned anything interesting? We should pick up some Superman ice cream soon, hun. I just completed my analysis. We thankfully only severed the power cord, so there wasn't any damage done to the internal circuitry. So there was only a cord where Gourmet knifed it. But ain't this some kind of sentry robot? Weird that it'd have such an obvious weak spot. I suspect it may be a safety precaution in the event that a member of the organization is under attack. Plus, it's simple to repair. Good Sir Techie, I have procured the wire as you bespoke, but the spike itself is oddly light. Mayhaps 'tis only the tip that is metal. No, it has to be conductive to deliver a shock, so it likely has a metal core, but the shell's mostly reinforced plastic to reduce overall weight. Scene reminds you of the scene where they're taking apart Monokuma in Danganronpa 1. Very true. Look at this interceptor spikes, light as a feather too. I'd imagine the same applies to all but the most vital areas to keep the SPX at peak agility. Oh, you're right. This isn't heavy at all. Upon taking the long spike from Techie, I'm shocked by how lightweight it is. These spikes seemed as vicious as a beast's claws when we were attacked, but holding one now, it feels more like a toy. They're quite formidable during battle, but in reality they are quite flimsy. To think they've caused me to flounder so. Woe is me. This is a real featherweight weapon. All you gotta do is stab him with the end and shock him with a zap. No wonder the thing's so dang light. Giving it a weighted tip also makes for better shooting, you feel me? Makes sense. It's a very streamlined design, huh? The more we learn, the more I realize how deadly these spikes truly are. I don't understand why the DA would have created something like this. Anyways, these mechs sure have me wound up. Who cares how many safety features they got? They still attacked us DA members. How can you call this a sentry robot when it can't even tell an ally from an enemy? There's nothing we can do about that. This guy's been programmed to indiscriminately attack whatever his camera detects. It was humans who set it up that way, so please don't misdirect your anger towards the SPXs when they're not the ones to blame. Sure, but these are the same metallic goons that offed our chief, yeah? Can't help but feel a little sour at them for it. They're only doing the jobs they were given, just the same as we detectives perform ours. Look at its body. No arms or legs. Its function has been refined solely to monitoring people and removing threats, not unlike Armor's suit. Ah, indeed, Sir Techie. Both Might Armor and that contraption were forged to preserve life. Neither harbors any inherent malevolence. Ultimately, it is mankind also, in their malice, who, in their malice, appropriates such things in order to sow strife. Yeah, you get it. Under no circumstances can we forgive whoever misused that SPX to kill the chief. I, Techie Detective, swear upon my name to bring justice to the criminal who infiltrated the DA to justice. You say they infiltrated the DA, but how can we be sure of that? Hello, Jacob! Welcome in. I've seen a couple of returning faces in here. I just want to give a little reminder that the memberships did change. I dropped a tier, and the tier that gets you into members nights is now cheaper. Just in case you were expecting to be green and you're not when you popped into the chat. Not only did the culprit kill everyone at the research facility, they also possess full knowledge of the SPX's capabilities. They've done irreplaceable damage to the DA and seek to harm us, that much is certain. Given this, infiltration seems entirely plausible. So we've got enemies aside from downtown. This tragedy hasn't come to a close yet. Thank you, Jacob! Yeah, we hit 600 on Thursday, actually. Part of me honestly wishes I could just ignore it. An hour ago, we all enjoyed a meal together, everyone chatting with smiles on their faces. I don't want to believe that it was all a lie. It's awful having to suspect my companions like this. The heck are you chewing your cud about, bub? Rowdy gives me a light slap on the head. When my eyes meet hers, she grins broadly. Even if that crook's among us, there ain't no need to worry, see? If you want to believe, then you ought to keep on believing. But if I had realized the truth about downtown sooner, Mystic wouldn't be... You trusted her, she backstabbed you. No help in that. But going at everything all half-hearted and lukewarm-like, that you might regret. Once a man has his mind set on something, he's got to stick to his guns, capiche? You're way more of a man than I'll ever be, Rowdy. Wish I could be as strong as you. Well, I've got a trick to nip all those worries in the bud, see? You do? Sure, take a look. Rowdy produces a small deck of cards from her pocket and begins shuffling them. Heading out? Bye, Hyper. Have a good night. They look like traditional Hanafuda cards, each emblazoned with plants, animals, and so forth. How are these supposed to help? I don't think I'm going to go too much longer. I'm kind of dozing off. Whenever I'm stuck, I pull a card. Drawing one with a cherry blossom means go. But anything else means I should cool it. So you let the cards decide your actions. Is that really okay? Just think about it a tick, bub. Second guessing means you don't trust your gut. You following me? When it's down to the nitty-gritty, you gotta have something to rely on. And those cards always got my back. I trust them more than I do myself. Nicholas W., hi. No sips for you, Kaden. You ought to try it too, bub. It'll get your mind made right quick. Rowdy extends the deck of cards towards me. I freeze up on reflex. Thanks for the catnip. Should I continue believing in my friends as I have been? Or should I be more suspicious? Is this really something a deck should decide? Don't worry your little head so much, bub. As if guessing my thoughts, Rowdy comforts me with her hearty, energetic voice. If it's a choice I'm serious about making, a card ain't gonna sway me. No way, no how. This is more like a push to pick the answer I'm really after. So take a card and trust in your decision. Okay, so a cherry blossom means to go with my gut, right? Let's give it a shot. I draw a card from Rowdy's hand. Well, figure out your answer? Yeah, I did. I hand the card I drew to Rowdy, the cherry blossom on it, settling my resolve in stone. No more hesitation. I choose to believe in my friends. Cloth. It's nearly lights out. We should head to our cells soon. Moments later, the lights dim and plunge us into darkness. I start heading back toward the chair where we had left the toolbox Techie was using to analyze the SPX. Suddenly, I run directly into Doleful as he comes bounding out of the warden's room. Whoa! Oh, it's just you, incompetent. You startled me there. Doleful jumps back a bit. Judging by the steam and soapy aroma, it seems he'd been using the warden room shower. Haha, you frighten quite easily, Sir Doleful. Hey, it's not like I can help it. It's so dark I can't even see what's in front of me. Man, must be scary for folks who don't got top-notch senses like I do. Right. Especially with armor around, he already looks like a ghost. Tilly Valley. Me, a ghost? I mean, a walking suit of armor is pretty spooky. I think a famous castle in Japan also had a legend like that. You're buying a Clefable sitting cutie plushie once you get paid? Very adorable. Well, it's impossible scientifically speaking. Come on, let's head back already. Woohoo! What's this, Techie? Don't tell me you're scared of ghoulies or something. Not at all. As a proponent of science, entertaining children's make-believe simply makes my skin crawl. Oh, I'll make your skin crawl real good then. See, in the mountain where I'm from, there's spirits everywhere you look. No, please stop. You may be a savage brute, but you can at least try to keep your remarks logical like a proper detective. As the lively exchange continues, we make our way over to the cells, only to run into a wholly unexpected encounter. Here's a surprise. You all looking awfully chummy there. Just what could you be up to? Renegade sits before the dismantled SPX. He cheerfully runs his fingers over its exterior and smirks. That should be our line. What are you doing here? Don't get all huffy, kid. I was about to tell you something nice. Renegade motions to the SPX as he speaks. I glance over the machine again, but as far as I can tell, it's still in pieces, just the way it was while we were inspecting it earlier. I don't notice anything particularly odd. Wait, there's a spike missing. What? Now that he mentions it, I notice that one of the long metal spikes Techie had detached has disappeared. There would have been ample time to take it while we were returning items to the warden's room and chatting with Doleful. But who did it? And why? Looks like it's about time for the kickoff. The kickoff for what exactly? Isn't it obvious? The corners of Renegade's mouth curl upward in the shape of a crescent. I'm talking about the death match between the detectives, us detectives, and the killer in our midst. I feel it, I feel it. The bloodthirst lurking in the shadows. So dear and sweet. Spout your usual bullshit again, eh? Listen up, nutjob. Quit running your trap or I'll make sure it never runs again, capiche? Rowdy approaches Renegade and seizes him by the collar. But he doesn't flinch, carrying on with great cheer, completely unfazed. Don't get all bent out of shape. Deep down you've all realized it, haven't you? Our daily life becomes dull during times of peace. We detectives are reckless, thrill-seeking fools who dream of confronting our murderous nemesis. You, me, all of us, tingling with excitement as we face the insanity, lies, and barbarity touted as extraordinary. Every one of us is mad. Don't go lumping us together. I'm just here to lend a helping hand. There ain't a single bit of crazy in this noggin. How noble. But I know the truth. The Dayless Night incident claimed your mother, no? That's why you were raised so strong. To create a detective who could keep up with any criminal. Gonna head out. Bye. Have a good one. We're actually ending really soon anyway, but thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out if you feel up to it. Just drop dead already, will ya? You goddamn nasty creep. Rowdy, stop it. As I move to get between Renegade and Rowdy, her fist lands squarely on my cheek, sending me flying. No, no, no. Ghost Trick is Wednesday. I've read your last message, Cloth. My back slams hard against the ground and my chest grows tight. I can't breathe. Soon after, the metallic taste of blood fills my mouth. Ghost Trick is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Danganronpa. My vision is hazy, but I can make out the sound of numerous footsteps approaching. You okay, bub? I'm real sorry. It was an accident. Honest. He's losing consciousness. I'll go get ice from the warden's room. Tch, you'd slug your own dear friend. What a monster. Why, I oughta. I got another fist right here with your name written all over it. Rowdy, please calm down. Don't let him rile you up. Allow me to ferry Sir Incompetent to his cell. If this battle must continue, so be it. I shall take on all comers, once he is safely tucked in. Such quarrels amongst comrades. I do not find it just. Armor. I hear them talking, but can't muster a sound. I feel Armor cradle me and lift my body as I slip in and out of the waking world. And that's where we're gonna end it. I am tired. And honestly, this kind of like is a great place to stop. So, I hope that everybody enjoyed the stream. Yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. I think y'all know where we're going. Because, you know, for once, Neku's... Oh, I hit the mute button on my headset when I moved myself around. I think y'all know where we're going. Let me do a little bit of this. Let's go over to the title screen so we at least have some decent music to listen to. And, there's the raid tag, and here is the link in case you get lost. There we go. And until next time, bye!